a little bit of it was still in my system. So coming to University of Lagos, I was like, this is another opportunity for us to come together. Then you think out the way to conscientize ourselves and thereby improving our society. But the university was not ready to give us the opportunity there. But unfortunately, I think the university management did not see advantage of allowing students to participate, to manage themselves. If they have seen that, it builds a very formidable and active student, an intelligent student, because, for instance, the criteria for you to obtain 4 was 3.5 at the University of Lagos. So if you are not intelligent, you will not be able to even participate. So the intelligent guys were not allowed. Anyway, we carried on. We were asked to review the student after a couple of postponements, after some deceit from management from the University of Lagos. Then was Professor Lunge, who was the head of Student Affairs Department. We pushed them till they allow us to come up with the constitution. Myself with Sulaiman Elegbede, Anita Babatunde, Idris, and a couple of other guys from law, business admin. We put this constitution together, and we were allowed to go to various faculties to start this likes of organization, rule the faculty for us, rule the department. Then, if we see your seriousness and commitment and breakthrough and success, then we could allow. So that was our achievement before I left University of Lagos in 2010.
Interesting. Okay, so over the weekend we've had news, updates, breaking news about the rerun that happened in Kano, Bauchi, Plateau, Sokoto, and we have, the verdict of INEC. If you ask me, as per usual, I don't think they were fair, because almost all of them came in back, sitting governors are now back in the state. So APC, PDP had their fair share of seats, and right now we have them fighting for tribunal and saying no, I'm not agreeing to the fact that INEC declared this person the winner or not. Take for instance, for Kano, Ganduje is back on seats, and Lalong same. For PDP, Tambuwa and Otom of Benue, they're also re-elected as the governor of the state. It begs to, question the, will I say, the sincerity, and unbiased self of INEC. I don't feel, considering the fact that a lot of Nigerians actually complain about these people, would you agree with me that these elections were fair, despite rerun?
To start with, I think the APC has not done well, has not done better than the PDP. Elections during the years of PDP were characterized with fraudulent practices, and we know what INEC means then. During the days of Professor Maurice. But in 2015, we thought coming up of President Muhammadu Buhari is going to bring a new vista of hope, a new way of doing things, but I'm afraid nothing really has changed, you see. With the revelation that we've just had about Osun State, and what we have seen, the way elections are being conducted, it's beginning to ask questions that, no right-thinking person will want President Jonathan to continue in 2015.
Very true.
But with the current realities, we will have to go back to that question that Jonathan was able to deliver a credible election to an extent.
But no, I don't think it's safe for us to go back either to Jonathan or to Buhari. Because if you ask me, they are better the same feather.
I'm only taking elections as an indication of good governance. Because bad election begets bad government. You see, you cannot have bad election and produces good government. President Jonathan, as bad as he was, the manual was poor, it's been rated in all platforms and even in the international community. But what we are seeing now in the APC and President Muhammadu Buhari is integrity has not reflected in the elections. We have seen the fraudulent activities that happen in Osun State. I said it to my friends, I said, can you guys not see? And unfortunately, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, that's supposed to stand out as an umpire, as an unbiased umpire. They've not lived to that expectation. It is terrible, it is ridiculous that elections such as Osun State, the APC will win at the end of the day. What I learned from the legal angle was that the Electoral Act says that if the difference between the winner and loser is not up to the number of polling units, then there will be re-election or supplementary election. That's That's fraud. The tribunal has just said that. You cannot abracadabra our people and, I mean, you should think twice before you say that.
I get you.
Most of the sympathizers, only the uninformed guys on social media, siding with President Buhari, siding with APC.
Yes.
I don't know why they cannot see other aspect of life.
Well, some do. That the sad part is, I for one, I feel a lot more comfortable with people who openly say, I'm still for Buhari, or I'm still for, Atiku, regardless of how bad these people are. But I feel a lot of pity and empathy for people who actually know better. But because of, let me give the excuse of circumstance, cannot do better. Because, take for instance, the just concluded presidential election. I partook in about 9-11 months of serious campaign, awareness, information, sensitization, and all of that. In fact, it was almost going to be like a walkover. But it was just shocking and sad at the same time to get to the polling unit to see that people were being bought over with something as little as 500 naira. Some people for gala and, a bottle of drink. So sometimes it's not that we do not know better, but a lot of Nigerians have refused to do better.
Unfortunately,
do you think there's a way we can actually, we understand that there's poverty in the land, that's a given. But aside from, we can't abracadabra, let me borrow a word, poverty. But I don't think there's another way to reach these people and talk to them aside from talking.
To reach which people do you mean? The government?
No, not the government. The people who put, because
the electorate.
It's fine that we elect people. That's our constitutional right. But we seem to also forget that we can call these people back if they're not performing. That's the part of the constitution nobody is actually talking about. Take members of the House of Rep, for instance. You elect these people, they are not working. All you do is sit down and complain. But you can actually, there are legal ways to call these people back. We are not doing that.
I think we'll get there. I mean, we can see what happened in Kogi with Senator Dile. But with time, we will get to develop, we will get to those operations where people can have a voice, people can get together and plan what they actually want to achieve with their members of parliament representing them either at the House of Reps. However, one thing I actually want to quickly point out before we progress is, despite the fact that President Jonathan was rated very low, we still have elections of 2015 as an advantage, as a plus to his record. President Buhari has not been able to do anything with infrastructure. People are talking about train. I mean, it's ridiculous. I don't live in Nigeria, so I might express a very terrible opinion about APC and President Buhari because of my environment influences the way I think.
Yes.
But President Jonathan had the elections as a plus to his record. What is President Buhari going to have? Infrastructure is dead. Governance is dead. Corruption is rife.
Everything is dead.
Election is fraud. What do you want to say is the advantage of it, is the integrity of President Buhari? What is it? What are we going to know President Buhari for? You said you are fighting corruption. You are embracing these guys back. Ojiuzo Kalu.
Yes.
Godzilla Pabio. Those names are just names that you mention and people will die. And I mean, so before we progress, I don't know what President Buhari will be known for. I've told my friends that in 2023, President Buhari will leave Aso Rock and there will still be no light in Nigeria. Take that. President Buhari will leave office in 2023 and we will not have electricity in Nigeria. Because currently we have less than 3,000 megawatts.
Yes, it is happening.
It's terrible. I've been to more than 10.
For instance, there's no power here. This is just a
I've been to more than
technology.
10 hotels since I came. I mean, I've been engaged in election campaigns in Ogun State and all of that. It's always generator. There is no electricity anywhere. But when we're in England, people, the APC guys, I don't know how much they paid. Stipends. They come to advocate for APC. They say the integrity. They say there's now electricity. I mean, you can't engage them. I've left some of them. I mean, I can't help it. Some of them, I contact them. Yeah. I visited some of my friends in Lagos. He lives very far. I took myself there. I said, why would you be sharing things and retweeting things that are not real, that are not correct? Are you out of your senses? Do you get? It gets to my nerves. So, I mean, with all of that, we just have to think twice. And my engagement with Nigerians in all facets of life that I visit, they say, oh, no, don't bring that here, that's England, this is Nigeria. Why would you want to change yourself? Why would you want to say the standard is low here?
Yes. So you've lived in the UK for how long, sir?
For about 8 years, I've been there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. But you regularly come?
I come every time.
Okay.
I mean, I'm still very active here. In 2017, I also contested to be councillor in Shomolu.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
I mean, because of electoral activities by the party, we were unable to be listed on the ballot box later. But I campaigned very vigorously, and people saw reasons with me. I engaged our people, and
do you still have the zeal in you to, run for office much later?
I think so, but I'm unable to find my feet now, you see. Wow. With the current trend of development.
There is a party where your feet will be guaranteed, I can tell you that.
Because all of us, I mean, to say it on this big platform, all of us belong to APC before. Prior to 2007, there was no other party apart from PDP and APC. And the parties were like the parties of 1960, 1970, regional. We in this part of the world, we were APC, all the Southwest before Obasanjo did his magic in 2003. So I was a member of APC. I went to meetings. For people who don't know, I mean, this is a platform for me to let people know, to educate them that.
Yes, I get it.
So with the development of things, because I was at the University of Lagos then, and comrades will conscientize us that we have to join political parties. We've been having that information long before it's now popular that you have to go to your communities, your local government, join political parties, influence them. I mean, I think that message was really emphasized during the 2019 that you must go to your communities, you must join political parties, you must participate, you must influence the activities, because the people that were being filled in these political parties, they are less qualified, they are not competent enough. So we are the university. In fact, all of my friends that I engage on social media, they don't even have voters card.
Wow.
So the graduates don't have, they give me excuse that they have to go to work and they were unable to register, government did not declare. So
I get you.
So that information was there that we should go. So I went to Shomolu in Wadi. I joined political party. I was attending meetings. But with the turnout of events, university did not allow me to participate actively. And again, when I finished, after service, I moved abroad. But I was still making contact with Shomolu. So when the local government activities was coming up, I consulted with my people. It wasn't my people that actually said I should come and contest. It was my own self. Wow. Unlike what is actually popular that, my people said, no, my people did not tell me, because I saw the depth of governance. I mean, public service in Nigeria is not hard to see. When you go anywhere, you will not see government. Government is not present in any aspect of Nigerian life.
That's very correct.
I've engaged people and said, show me which sector is doing well in Nigeria.
That's very correct.
Mention one sector.
Let me quickly cut it based on sectors that are not working. We have a news item from Punch where we have Loma people who are declaring that there's poor hygiene and waste management problem in Apapa, Lagos. If you ask me, I think it's all of Lagos. It's not just Apapa. It's true. Even the celebrated Lekki and Aja, no offense to whoever is on the islands, the actual fact still remains that we have places in this part of Lagos that are like slums. The waste
they are not
management,
like slums, they are slums.
You see, I'm even trying to be nice. So it's not just in Apapa. I think it's in the entire state, and maybe extends to every other part of Nigeria. You've been across Nigeria for a while.
In fact, I've traveled even wide in Lagos.
What can you say about our environmental sanitation?
It's terrible. It is terrible. It's more worse than before I left, you see. I mean, on this occasion, I've spent about 8 weeks in Nigeria, which I have not spent in the last 7 years. When I got to Obalende, I was scared.
That area is populated and dirty.
There is nobody in charge. That's my problem. There's no government in charge. Nobody is in charge. It's terrible. The roads are bad. There's no light. There is no one single police officer in Obalende.
Wow.
I cannot see any. I was looking for. There is the vehicles for transportation are terrible.
Yes.
I mean, I sat on the Ikorodu Expressway and I was taking pictures. People were like, it's a normal sight to people, but it's not to me. You see, I've hardly seen the what's it called now, the health and safety practices in the UK is second to none in the world. I want somebody to engage me on that. You see, I mean, people that live in the US, they might say, "Come on, man." But what I've lived with, what I've engaged with in the last couple of years, I'm not saying as terrible as
I've
been to a couple of other countries of the world. I've been to India. There was this time that most of the
India is dirty too, but I think the health sector beats ours.
I mean, you cannot compare any sector in India to here. Because I spent 4 weeks.
If not, you find people traveling abroad for surgeries.
Because I did my thesis in India, Center for Student Development in Kerala, and I engaged with the academics there. And we also have to go to hospitals because I was actually studying population, how population control could help. Because before I left, when you work in Oshodi, you have to hit somebody. That shows you
how populated
we are, overpopulated.
Yes.
So I said I took that topic in my master's thesis then in 2013. So when I went to India, it was populated as well. I mean, there are 1 billion.
Yes, like
but the sectors are there. I don't want to talk about my thesis. That's a topic for another day. But what I found out in their system is that the hospitals were working.
Yes.
The transportation system is as bad, but it's better than what I've seen in Lagos.
No, we don't have health sector in Lagos. So I was in Lasso sometimes last week for a friend of mine, and it's just sad what you see, because it's so bad that things as little as buckets, sanitizers, hand sanitizers, gloves, disposable gloves, and all of that are being sold per patient. So it means if you're coming to get yourself treated, aside from paying for consultation and whatever diagnosis they're going to do, you have to pay for them to buy jig for you. Even if it's a little you use, nobody cares. You have to pay for the gloves the doctor is going to wear on his own hand. You have to pay for the buckets if you're sleeping over. By the way, if you are just here in Jerry, if you are sleeping over, you are coming in for something as serious as kidney, liver issue. I don't know whatever issue you're coming. But bottom line is that you're sleeping over. Where you'll be sleeping is like a corridor. No, not like a corridor. It is a corridor. And then there are beds there. And it's exposed. So it means mosquitoes will come feed on you at night. You're still going to get malaria out of coming to come and treat typhoid or whatever issue you come. And then the nurse will come and meet you to tell you she's the one. Not so. She's the one selling buckets. She's the one selling detergent. She's the one selling jig. She's the one selling gloves. She's the one selling Dettol. So you are going to pay for you to have everything you will need to use. I'm like, then what is working? Because even if they're going to give you drip, you pay for it. If you're going to get injection, you pay for it. So you're literally paying for everything.
That speaks to public service.
That is sad.
I mean, when people come online, especially I don't know. Some of them are graduates from university.
It's
and they are supporting one politician or the other.
It's annoying.
I'm just scared that you will be sick as well. You will feel what the sick people are actually feeling. Look at recently, there's this popular comedian, Babasui, was sick.
Yes.
People like that in developed countries. I don't want to make every reference to UK because comparing UK and Nigeria is big fallacy. You see, it's uncomparable.
There's even nothing to compare.
I mean, I was listening to Professor Pius did for me on one of his engagement with Shure. He could not compare Ghana with Nigeria for years ago. So for us to we'll be making a big error comparing Nigeria to the UK. However, there are other countries that are doing well, like Egypt, South Africa. So you cannot compare Nigeria with them. I was sick as well in Shimon before I traveled. But I had not taken care of myself. I would have died by now.
It's sad. I mean, a little girl was even brought in. She was supposed to be given oxygen. They didn't attend to this girl. She died.
It speaks to public service. When youths are still clamoring and supporting one politician or the other, what we should be thinking about, what we should be planning now is the way forward. We have to leave these guys and forge ahead. We have to think of, what can we do?
Well, what Nigerian youth are doing for sure that I know of is jackbuying. Everybody is leaving the country. In the last, we had elections in March. No, February. Yes, February. And
March.
This is March, February, March. Yeah. God knows how many Nigerians, I know of quite a number of Nigerians who are ready. Some have even left in their minds. One of them is the person holding the camera. Some have left, they have visited this country in their mind. Some have left with body and soul. It's sad.
I didn't even want to go there, but now that you've mentioned it, I'll have to touch that and say, you see, the US Embassy in Abuja and in Lagos is known to be terrorizing Nigerians currently. And guess what? There is no government apparatus, government department to help Nigerians. Number one, because the state of affairs in Nigeria is terrible.
Yes.
The state of governance in Nigeria is terrible.
Very.
So everybody in Nigeria is applying for US visa. And they are being rejected.
And they keep reapplying.
In multitude. And this is not supposed to happen. I've spoken with 2 lawyers now. They said maybe we should start a social media campaign whereby we should ask people that we should request from the embassy that you should only charge application fee to those who are issuing visa for. One, the fault is from Nigeria. Yes. A lot of people are applying, and these guys, because I've been there myself, they do not have opportunities to interview you.
Yes.
There's supposed to be an interview to verify the genuinity of your travel. There is no time. They ask you 2 questions and they send you home. They refuse you, and they tell you that there's no opportunity to appeal their decision. So if you have anybody, if you have any family or anybody that is, tell them not to apply to the US Embassy, because they're not going to get the visa. They're going to lose their money, and this is terrible. Anyway. What is Nigerian government doing? Who is in charge? I mean,
let's even leave that, and let's talk about the educational sector of the country. So we have a news here from Vanguard. I don't know if you've seen the viral video of a little girl's success who was sent home sometimes 2 weeks ago.
I have seen that.
And Vanguard, well, the report I have here says they went to her parents' house. They met with the little girl and the family, and what they're saying is quite a number of people, had gotten in touch with them, and one of them included the local government chairman of Sapele. So what got me in the story is 2 things. First, Nigerians, we are used to
reacting.
No, waiting for something tragic to happen before we react. Because, like I said earlier on the show, sometimes last week, we have a success everywhere in Nigeria. In your neighborhood, no matter how posh or not posh it is, you have people who are deprived of education. That's the only reason why we have little boys and girls selling sachet water, selling.
They harass you everywhere. They beg for money. They have been harassing me.
Chips. They drag you. They come to you. It's so bad now that mothers will sit down comfortably and watch their little kids come meet you.
I think they actually send them on that era.
They do. They come meet you and they engage you. They talk to you in such a way that you actually feel you owe them some money that you've not given them, whether generation by generation. It is that bad. So I feel it's high time. It's sad that we have to wait for something to go viral. What if nobody had actually recorded that girl? What if there was no video? What if people do not, pick up interest? And suddenly we have the local government chairman coming to her and insisting that she remains in that school. Now the little girl is saying that she doesn't want to be in a public school because even if they renovate it, it's still the same. She wants to go to a private school because now she feels the educational standard of private schools are way better than public schools. I feel that if the government was doing their own job, we won't have issues like this. Because if I'm correct, the time when you went to back in those days, it was cool, it was cheap then.
It wasn't that bad. I mean, to jump on the success story, it might make news to some people,
yes,
but not me. I mean, not a lot of us. As I said, I've been at primary schools in Shomolu. I have seen the terrible state of primary schools.
Yes.
I have some terrible pictures. When you check it, you will not believe that's primary school in Shomolu local government. I'm saying this online. I went back to my secondary school. I just finished a project there. It was financed by one of my school father. Is Gani Odumba, who's in the US. He asked me not to mention his name, but I'm going to do that. He sent me money to quickly fix a classroom, a staff room. He said he doesn't want money to go to the hand of any management that could trust me.
No.
So when I went there, I took video of my secondary school because I went to primary grammar school in Abeokuta. It's terrible. It's ridiculous. No learning.
And these people actually budget for education.
No learning will take place in such an environment. You will pity the student. You will see they are not even well fed. That's why the scam of what was the thing called feeding students?
Yes,
that's the scam. I learned that the budget for that program is even more than budget for Ministry of Health. That's why the scam. You see people in Nigeria. I mean, for some people that could see that I'm expressing terrible opinion, and some other people will see that I am expressing sincere opinion. And for what purpose? To make things better in Nigeria. Because I engage people. I don't want people to just engage me and I will come for you again. You see, when you see people in Nigeria, you can see that people are not well fed.
Yes.
People are malnutrition, and that's not particular to parents, students as well. And when you don't eat well, how can you study?
Yes.
This is no longer education what we are practicing. Success story. Can you see the school? And comedians, celebrities are jumping on the case, giving her money. That's not the problem. That's what they do in Nigeria. When corruption was creeping into WAEC, they create NECO. When corruption was creeping into JAM, there was post-JAM. You have to sort the problem out.
Exactly.
You don't find excuse and run away from the problem.
You're cutting the top of the weed and not uprooting it from the
When
bottom.
success story happened, when it went viral, people went to the school and took pictures. It was terrible. It was terrible. You have to fix the state of the structure.
Yes.
You have to remunerate and train the teachers. Those were the opinions being expressed by Showore in his campaign. That's why we saw an alternative to what we usually have, that none of PDP or APC will come on podium and talk about policies they want to do in government. You will only see after they say PDP, power, APC, change.
And then their stage
is dance. It's dance. You dance as well. But I don't think you find a lot of that with the new entrants we have in this game. So we hope that they will change the narrative. However, everybody have to go to their own secondary school and primary school and see the state of affairs there and take pictures and share online, just like some of the online advocates are currently doing. Go to your primary school, share these pictures, let us know what's actually going on there. I don't know whether Ministry of Education no longer exists.
It doesn't. It doesn't. So what ministry even exists?
It speaks to governance. It speaks to governance. I met a guy when I was coming back from Abuja. I actually went on the road. Will you imagine? One of my cousins in Ireland, he said, "You would never try that." I said, "I want to go. I want to go. Not that I can't afford to fly, but I actually want to go again, because when I finished on university, because I was working with the Ministry of Health in Abuja, I used to travel. Then I can't afford it. I used to travel on the road. I know perfectly the state of road in Nigeria.
Yes.
But because of 2015 was 4 years ago, they said, oh, the roads are fixed, Fashola fix all the roads.
And yet, the same Fashola came to say that
if you see the state of road, in fact, the accident on the road has reduced. Do you know why? Vehicles can no longer move at high speed.
They are forced to reduce their speed.
No sector is working. To me, no sector of the economy is working. Name it, whether sports, whether security.
See, our guest is sweating.
Whether security,
because there's no power.
Nigeria. Whether security, they say the APC guys will come online and say there's power. There's
no power.
Ask them now. Ask them today that how many megawatts do you have, or is it megawatts? I mean, I've lived in the UK. I've also made some.
And they brought the power.
I've also made some videos.
Let me be sure it's not generator.
I've made some videos.
Maybe.
I've made some videos. I don't know how to make it go viral. Obanikoro used to be a very posh environment. Even Jerry here. Used to be a very posh environment.
Do we still have any posh environment?
If you see the roads in Jerry, if you see wires everywhere, I was telling my cousin, I said, I lived in the UK, I've never seen any wire.
You don't.
But there's light.
It's on the ground cable.
But here, we have wires and there's no.
In fact,
that's the way I speak to people.
Let us that just do grass if it wants to rain. Pew, they have carry wire.
You see, what's it called? Transformers everywhere. Exactly those wires. I said, lack of expertise is also part of our problem, not only corruption.
Yes.
Is it that people are not trained how to fix things? Wires everywhere.
Again, it goes back to our education sector, because you go to train, you go to study engineering in school, you go to study computer science, you go to study these courses, but you come out and, I mean, forgive my French, you don't know jack shit. What are they teaching us?
I think we're going to leave this phase of our life very soon. Do you know why? Because I could count professionals that are now coming into politics.
No. Aside from that, I think the height of it all is the fact that a few of Nigerians who actually go beyond their own means, strive to make a name out of themselves and go outside of Nigeria, are doing wonderfully well. Now the difference is the countries where they are in understand their value, know their worth, and are keeping them there. So you go to a Canadian hospital and the head doctor there is a Nigerian, and he's attending to you with such professionality, but you come to Nigeria here and oh my God.
Dr. Fadipe was my own GP. I live in a city called Worcester. It's close to Birmingham, because it's not very popular. Though it's popular, we have cathedral, we have university, but it's not known when you're talking about Nigeria here. So the city as remote as it is, and when I got there, when I started living there with my partner, and the doctor there is Dr. Fadipe. So imagine, I told my wife, I said, Dr. Fadipe is my brother. Though I never met him, but because the GP allocation, when you have issues with to have to go to the hospital, they just allocate one for you. You will not be able to choose. At some point, you might be able to choose when we have complaint that is specific to one that has been attending to you before. So if you go to every nooks and cranny of the developed society,
have Nigerians
just go there. Just go to any country. You have a doctor, an engineer, an architect. Just lawyers are a lot in the UK. Nigerian lawyers. I don't know how they do it because they are trained to practice.
I studied law, and I told my folks, I think 200 level, that this thing is no longer lucrative. It's not what you see in Hollywood movie, because is either you are ready to get dirty and corrupt and you make big money, or you want to stand on the truth and your wig will be suntanned, if you know what I'm saying.
I think with the new entrant in politics, like the likes of Shore, for him to have, whether the storm and said he wants to, because bad people are only known to contest elections in Nigeria.
Yes.
And good people will never win. We have references to the past. No good person will contest election and win in Nigeria.
So, on Shore issue now, one of the things he advocated for, still advocating for, is diaspora voting. Because we understand that almost every Nigerian who has left the shores of this country can see better, know better, understand better. And that's why it seems then that a lot of people in diaspora keyed into, his ambition more than people in Nigeria. Exactly. Which I quite understand, because, there's your bad thing that October Doko Babelomio and and Nigerians, if there's anything God has blessed us with, is the ability to adjust to suffering. It's a sad one, but it's the honest truth.
It's an age-long thing.
It's the ability
we were born in Nepal era,
exactly.
So what do you want to do?
Any kind of suffering. So, what is your opinion on e-voting and diaspora voting?
I think it's going to be a good development, but you see, development like that, they are not hard, they are not difficult, because we engage ourselves a lot on different aspects of governance. As a policy expert myself, Nigerian government in the UK have details of Nigerians living in the UK.
Yes.
Detail every country. If they want us to do, we renew our passports.
Yes.
And the immigration system is incorporated in the sense that they know they have rough data of how many Nigerians. So if they actually want to do it, they'll do it. But you know what? It's just like the deliberate weakening and destabilizing education in Nigeria.
Yeah.
If a lot of people are educated, these guys will not have their way, their day. So they will not allow such to happen, because Nigerians abroad, they can now see, okay, let me give you this instance. When I was in the UK, I see more of Takeitback movement activities. Because of the internet. When I came here, I couldn't see you guys again. I'm not joking, it's the reality. It's either I'm battled with electricity or data.
Or you meet the show after we've gone live.
I was watching, we were following you guys to everywhere you go in Nigeria. Though there were some skirmishes of data problems also. Internet problems with you.
You're with us.
When you go to
the
riverine areas, the remote areas,
that
no presidential candidate has ever penetrated or been there to campaign. It's just money they send them. However, I was able to watch you, my families were watching you, everybody was watching you. But since I came to Nigeria, I couldn't watch you because the internet will not go.
Which one?
I bought Glow, I have to change to MTN. And
then they tell you, say, Salada is in your own area. No, that's the thing. Honestly, at some point, I had to learn that, okay, if we are going to Benue, call somebody in Benue. Excuse me, we are going to this local government. Which network should I go down? It is that bad. Because you assume that, it's all Nigeria. These people have masts in the States, but it's not working.
I think the way out, as I said, is to encourage professionals to come into this game. Professionals that are doing well in their various field. Like Shore will always say, we have doctors that are ready to come back to Nigeria.
Yes,
we have lawyers, we have engineers, we have architects, we have development experts, we have policy advocates, we have members of Takeitback. I belong to one in Birmingham. That want to come and help the government to think out the way forward. What do we do about electricity? Lip service will not bring electricity. At all. There's no sun. The amount of sun we have here, we don't have it in the UK. And there's hardly any house, any building you see, new building, that will not have the solar panel system. Though I can see some indication of that in Nigeria now. Because they
are privately owned. The government is not thinking.
It's still good. It's still like the engineers that are fixing those ones, they will know about it. Unlike before that, engineers don't know about.
We have people who know about it. We were actually doing grassroots in, I think, Etiosa community, and I just ran into someone, in the process of saying, okay, so have you heard about Shoredi's and that? And the man, actually, after we convinced him, was like, he is into solar panel, pretty much anything solar panel. We had to get his number. If you guys enter, I'm going to work for you. If he was willing to work hand in hand,
he's going to make his money.
People want to change the country. Nigerians are not entirely selfish. Not entirely selfish.
I mean, we're not that
that's the
when we have the laws, the enabling laws that governs everybody, if you fall short on the law and the law will come for you, when we have such a society, then
when we have a working,
I think we will get there. Though some people will make error of trying to compare Nigeria and the US, but in the US, no police officer will slap you and go away with it.
But no, it's not error, so to speak, because these people, I'm saying our non-working government, they travel out.
They travel, yeah.
They see how things work. They go outside of Nigeria and they take public transport system.
Yeah.
We've seen pictures of them in subway trains, pictures of them in buses, but they dare not come here to take the public transport system because they know it's not working. Even the road to ride on is not working.
Sure
that's why they can't fly.
You'll be seeing a lot of them in GRA here with convoy of police officers. I just wonder, when you have 10, 15 police officers on you, I mean, what do you want to use them anyway? They know the level of insecurity they've caused.
Exactly. They know the corruption they have.
I have not seen an ordinary member of parliament in the UK with a police officer.
I mean,
since I've been in the UK,
talk of the president.
I have not seen.
US,
I have not seen. I mean, the prime minister will be guarded because of the level of insecurity. Though there are police officers everywhere now, especially public places like the airports, the stadiums.
Yes.
Public places will have a high level of security, sophisticated being placed there. But what we have in Nigeria is securities are meant for individuals, not for the general public or general public place, you see. So we have to continue to tell the government that you cannot secure individuals. Yeah. You have to secure the general populace. You cannot tar a land that the outgoing governor of Lagos State only tar Ekpe area, because you cannot do that. You have to tar everywhere in Lagos.
But he's going back.
So
he has to make sure the road.
But you have to fix all the roads. Along that project has stopped since they have that issue of primaries in Lagos. I went to Festac Town. The state of roads is terrible. For years before I enter University of Lagos, it's still the same. And budgets are being passed. Budget up in 2017. Yes. Do you know that 1.3 trillion budget was passed in Lagos?
Interesting.
And I came home and I said, "Where's the budget? Where's the road?"
It's sitting in somebody's bedroom.
Where are the roads?
Account.
I mean, why are we not asking questions? Where are the roads? Where are the infrastructures? Where are the content of this budget? Who are the civil society organizations scrutinizing the activities of these guys? They know that everybody's hungry. I mean, if you call yourself, they say there's activism for the one they're calling the Jadejo and Charlie Boy now. Who don't do activism for maybe commercial activism.
Well, like that is what is happening in Nigeria.
So we must form bodies to question government, engage government. I mean, I don't mind to fund people to be questioning government, to be radicalizing the system.
Hold that thought, and let's go to Facebook a bit while we pick some comments. So from Mercy Eluarupo Adigon, she says the problem we have in Nigeria is our youth, because we have kept quiet for so long for these old school leaders. Well, I agree with you completely. Correct. God Day says, it's so sad to know that the health sector has gone that bad. Selling gloves in the hospital, I tell you, it's terrible.
It's real.
Taiwo Akinleye, AC, please, what's next? I think it's now time to start grassroots politics. Awareness is the key. Sharia should not relent on his effort to create a new Nigeria.
That's my opinion.
Let's reflect on the last elections and see what could have been improved on. Nigerians are tired of these old politicians. I agree with you, and I guarantee that, I'm here, so you should know, an AAC, Takeitback, we're still working, and Sharia is not relenting. Terry D. Boss, the government know what they are doing. Yes, they do. They are feeding their own pockets and their family. That's why you find them on polling units, saying they are casting their vote, but none of their children
their kids are in the US.
None of them.
Their kids are in the UK, We meet with them.
Exactly. Harry Ekato says, we try to convince Nigeria youth is like wasting time. They have been brainwashed, and I'll tell you, they know more than you. That's the problem of themselves. Don't pity Nigeria again. Well, still pity Nigeria, please, because at the end of the day, home is home. Terry D. Boss says, what pains me most is some of the useless Nigerians collect Gary from PDP and APC? How can a leader be sharing Gary to people? Nigerians love suffering because they created the suffering. They know that now that they've created enough poverty,
plan.
exactly,
they actually plan that.
Whatever
That's the only
give
thing
you,
they plan.
You would take.
That's the only thing they plan. They plan
Consequential
poverty.
Richie, what's this program all about? So I'm guessing you're just joining us. It's the review on Takeitback TV. We have a guest here. We're going to be taking some headlines off random newspapers in Nigeria, talking about what has been trending over the weekend till today, Monday, and interviewing our guests all along. Terry D, how we work when lights no day. I know, right? There's no light though. I wish this discussion is held on a national TV. Consequential Richie, we are getting there. We're getting there. That's why people like you are needed back here, so that you can ask those questions. That's for you. Consequential Richie is saying people like you are needed here in Nigeria, so that you can ask the questions. A lot of people here know nothing.
I mean, she already made a lot of successes and progress. Because people don't know that it's not only Shore. There is a lot of Shore all across the globe.
Yes, there's a Shore in every conscious, conscientized and
look at the concept
reasonable
of
person.
Look at the word inconsequential. I love that statement.
It went viral.
I adopted it.
I think that's
now they know us that we are consequential, that we can make things happen. They are scared of us. They make the word again. There are a couple of concepts and that Chore actually brought into Nigerian politics.
Yes.
History will always have a good side on Shore.
Yes, that's very
true. Town hall meeting thing. Governors are adopting the concept.
Yes.
The term, because they don't do that before.
No,
they only.
Nobody was doing it. Nobody.
So it's a platform, a medium to engage the local people where there's no money shared. It's only sharing of ideas.
Yes.
What is your problem? How do we go about it? Because problems of communities are peculiar to them. Some, they need road because they are agrarian communities where they just want to transport their goods. I saw yam in England, just a little piece of yam is 7-8 pounds. But when I came here, the big piece, 500 and 700, I was like, I want to take this thing there, But people don't have transport system. If you take the vehicle they use to convey this food, they are terrible. I saw them on Abuja Road. So in particular society and community, they have road as their major problem. In some society, in some community, they have electricity as their problem. In some area, they don't have hospital, they don't have university.
Sorry, let me quickly cut you and take some comment off our YouTube channel. So we have Michael Shedmo. I think that's okay.
Sorry, that's my watch.
You see, did it tire? We have suffered in this.
He's telling me it's 12 o'clock.
We have suffered.
So
Michael Shegun is saying it's nice you guys speak up the circumstance surrounding the visa issuance. Please let there be a cogent reason for refusal. It went for that says it's a system thing, it's in the blood. The best thing is to kick all of those people in power out. Yes, that's why we're here. They will kill anybody who have good intentions for the nation, and that's the problem in Nigeria. It's true, but
I don't want to agree with that opinion. Don't let them scare us. That they don't kill us, and we'll continue.
Well,
no country is built with people running away.
That's true.
We are here, kill us, and more people, more show whatever.
That's the truth.
So
we need somebody like Shore who will naturally kick them out and put the right thinking mind, youth, and professionals. I am for Shore. The youth are for Shore. Shore is now an app to solve Nigerian problems.
I'm looking for people to achieve the feat that Shore, because I was scared at some point somebody coming from the US and mixing with local people like that. I'm not as rich as he is, but he got to navigate all those.
Yes.
I saw where those area boys were stopping. They did that for me in Shomona as well.
Interesting.
When you give them little money, like 1,000 for 4 of them, say, this is not my money. They push me in the chest.
Wow.
And I have my own followers as well. They were able to. I said no. So you have to educate people. Shore was engaging people, navigating narrow areas, and he was doing. I was scared in England. This guy is risking life.
So before I, joined the campaign team, so to speak, I've actually always been hearing about the man and how fearless he was. It's all over the internet. But one of the things I particularly enjoy about him is his fearlessness and his honesty, because what I see that people deem to say is proud. Now a lot of Nigerians come at him because he's blonde and because in their words he insults people. You can make your point without insulting. I say that we've reached a point in Nigeria where we should not put words beneath our tongue to speak. If nobody is calling these people out, they will not know that people are angry and ready to take the country back. But the highlight was when it was, I think it's Etiosa, yes, where some area boys, came and they just dropped some plastic chairs and all of that in front of the road, and they were not going to allow him go. So first it was just in the car, was just observing, watching what would happen, and then he came out. I don't think I had ever seen him that angry. He had to tell them that, what is your problem? So you have somebody who is a youth like you coming out to say, let's fix this country. The people who are getting their
bribe and
everything,
they are protected with military officers.
And you are coming to somebody who wants to help you, get you off the street, get you educated, give you a better life, to say you should come and pay for what? The brunt of it was, I now went on, was it Objective now, and read through people's comments. I was shocked and angry at Nigerians who now started to say things like, he's stingy. You should have known that's the norm. You should have known that's how they do. You should have just given them something. I'm like, no, the fact that it's a norm is not to say it's correct.
I think it's a small community of people that express such terrible opinions on everything that, let me give you this instance. Okay. You see the elite, they are spread all across the facet of our life.
Yes.
In the entertainment industry, they are there. You will see them campaigning for governors. When they are sick, they will come back to us on Facebook for appeal, for money.
Yes.
But when they are not sick, when they are active, when they have good health, they will go and campaign for governors. In the security sector, we have them there. In academics, we have them there. So this elite, they are spread all over the place. They are the one funding this opinion through their gullible illiterates.
Yes.
Whatever you do as an individual, you find somebody who criticizes. Whatever Showore is doing and whoever is criticizing it, they have their own reasons for criticizing. I've educated people. Let me give you an instance, a particular one. Showore's activity at the Onis Palace.
Yes.
One of my friends said,
that's one of the most controversial.
When I called my friend in Nigeria, I said, how are you? I said, join Takeitback movement. So, Showore, no respect. I said, what did he do? I allowed him to. When he finished, I said, would you allow me to have the floor? He said, yes. I said, since this young Oni that has been on the throne,
yes,
he came on board. Do you know that doctors in Osun State have been on strike? Have you seen Oni intervene? I called the governor and called the doctors that, Governor, why? This is the health of the people.
Exactly.
There's this saying that health is wealth or something like that.
Yes, health is wealth.
The more good health people,
yes,
the more creative
yes, society.
Has it done that? He said no. The Lautech was closed for 11 months. Did you see Oni using his office?
No, they don't.
Call the governor. Because there were two governors that was involved in that crisis. That's the kind of issue they will have problem on, and we have seen what happened to Oyo State governor, the proud one. I don't know what name they call him. He's lost it because you cannot take people for ride all the time. So I said, did you see Oni advocating for a radical departure from the norm that we normally have? Strikes, lawlessness, insecurity in Modakeke and Ife, that's not his constituency. That is just there to welcome guests and
wear white with temporal.
Look at the harassment that happened at the palace. We saw it. I mean, people might not have megabyte to watch it here or megawatts. They might not have Nigerians.
Mega everything.
Locally, Nigerians might not have megabyte or megawatt to watch it. But I mean, God has blessed us abroad. Wherever, even Ghana, people said in Libya it's better. Showore said it himself.
Yes.
We were able to watch what happened at the palace of Oni. So I educated that guy that Oni belongs to the elite class. Oni will never come down to advocate for opening of the university when it was closed. Oni will never say there is a particular road leading to OAU that needs to be fixed.
Which is horrible.
It's terrible road.
Horrible from OAU campus.
For you to know
down to the
how connected I am to Nigeria. Oni will never say insecurity is rife in Modakeke, where my sister used to be.
Modakeke and Ife.
Oni will never call governor about the lack of electricity from people in Osun to exist, But when Showore goes there and he waited for 4 hours, and it was not being answered, we know the nature of Showore. I mean, Showore is Showore. Everybody has some bit of Showore in himself, but maybe we'll get there where we'll all. I don't know why they cannot be. We are blessed, so we are in a better place where, in fact, people who have told me in the past that why are you disturbing yourself? sit down where you are, chop chicken and forget about
Nigeria.
Which is true.
We are going to get to a stage in this country with the way we are going that there will be a country called Nigeria on the map, but you won't find people there.
I mean,
that's the sincere truth.
I've told people that just expect the unexpected. Anytime anything could happen in Nigeria, because people will be fed up soon. People are fed up. People are dying.
They are.
When President Buhari was coming on board, we thought that as a ex-military general, security will improve.
No.
I was looking forward to that area.
It actually increased.
Insecurity increased. Not only
as of today,
in the northeast,
everywhere,
in north central,
everywhere,
in Lagos, in Osun, in Oyo, in Ogun, in they just mention any state. So
everywhere.
What is the advantage of President Buhari?
Aside from the killing of the Fulani herdsmen, the news I had today this morning actually went further to say they've now started raping women on the way back from farm.
I was expecting President Buhari to do a lot of reshuffling.
And he's going to sit to say that his wife belongs to the other room. Nigerian youth are lazy.
I want him to actually reform the police, because we are after policy, government policy and reviewer. You see, that's what I've always done, because I work at the local government in the UK for about 6 months. I saw how the local government is in charge of the local security.
Yes.
Unlike here, that everything comes from Abuja. I was expecting President Buhari to review the Nigerian police.
What do local government chairmen do again?
Here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they just elect them, they get allowances. They don't make news.
6 months before somebody's coming into the game, everybody was wearing. Before the new one was the Sanwo-Olu. Before it became reality, everybody was spending all the local government fund on somebody cap. About 2 months later, when they saw the hand of the wall before they did the primary, they branded another. That's what we use our money to do here. And if you go to the interlands, the streets,
the guy went to the emotion doing.
Oshodi is gone back to Oshodi is gone back to the previous Oshodi. So everybody is just branding t-shirts, branding caps.
Yes.
Nobody is talking about governance. If you see the general hospital in Shomolu, it's terrible. I am fearless as well to some extent, because I'm not expecting anything from anybody. If you see the local government, I mean, the hospital is beside the local government. We were expecting the current government to come and do something. And
they will come and share rice when it's time for
monies that are being spent on frivolous and irrelevant things. And guess what? These people will also be there to wear branded shirts, and they belong to the popular political parties. I'm like, are we not thinking? What is going on? What is happening to us?
We actually are not.
But as we have the likes of Shore coming to the game and comrades all over the world, some of them could not come home. Yes. And I saw the way they supported the Takeitback movement, and we're happy with that. And we should not give up. Now is the
time not to give up.
Not to start again. Not until 2023 or 2020.
No, we're working. We had people, who came across everywhere, from Italy, from UK, from US. People flew in to come vote.
Yeah.
People, not his friends, people who actually did not know him.
We just moved with.
Yeah, he went to Ghana, was on his way back, and he met about 3 people who just randomly saw him in the flight. I'm like, oh wow, my friends and my family are just here because we want to vote for you. And even when they postponed the election, people actually changed their ticket dates and still waiting.
I have to go back in 2015 when they postponed it. This one is more even ridiculous postponement.
Yes, 3 hours too. I mean, let's not even go there. So let's take the final comment before we round up on today's show. Consequential Richie is still saying, I think they have little or no knowledge of how good society should operate. That's again. Correct. We have the skill to suffer in Nigeria. So until Nigeria, I feel that if you can, gather Nigerians, the poor Nigerians, just take them abroad or something for like a month. Let them see a working system and come back. We'll most likely restore our leaders by ourselves. That's just my own thought anyways. Ola Olukoni says, let's continue on our social service project to bring our people on our side. We must strategize on how to tame these criminals who call themselves leaders. I totally agree with you. Esther is saying hi. She lives in the UK. Consequential, which is to say, good education is important to me. Please, any idea for me on where to school in Africa? In Africa.
That's still Lagos.
Well, maybe that time when you were there.
I was there yesterday. I was on campus yesterday.
Maybe
there's this stench in the female hostel beside Shudende. I was like,
you still want somebody to come and school there.
This is health risk, you see. But people will say, oh, come on, mate, because But I don't know. I mean.
So Michael Shagun on YouTube is saying that I really wish to contribute by calling into the program. Please, when we introduce phone call to the program, we're going to start that on Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday on Felony, you are going to be calling into the program. Don't call them illiterate, they are miscreants. They need to be bombarded and stampede. They will also need to bombard and stampede rallies. That would be the signals for new movement of Shure. I fell in love with Shure during his days in Unilag, and I was in Osu. That was during Nuga Games in Unilag in 1997.
Wow.
AAC must stay, no coalitions, no merger. Keep on keeping on. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much on YouTube. Thank you so much to all our Facebook watchers. It's been an amazing and enlightening morning with Mr. KSA Karim Shehu Akonde. Interesting. AKA Otumba. You know, it's been very wonderful talking to him. It's been very educating. So, any final word?
Final word is that the message of hope. Just like anybody would do that. We don't hate Nigeria. We might express terrible opinion about our country, but that's the truth and the reality. You see, there's no other ways to describe what is happening here. There's lawlessness, there's chaotic system, there's absence of public service, there's no governance. It's just only politics by a few guys who are just terrible, for themselves and themselves alone. So let us keep the hope alive. Success story everywhere. It is not only success. Don't give success money. Go to the primary school, fix the infrastructure, encourage the teachers. I mean,
let the teachers be trained.
Retrain the teachers. That is the future of this country. I don't know why they don't know.
The curriculum step needs to be, appealed and
encourage the teachers, train the teachers, encourage the teachers, give them money so that they will not collect money from students.
Yes.
I mean, not collect money from students in success zone story.
I get.
I mean, secondary school, university. So remunerate the teacher properly, monitor them, let there be governance. Let there be. I mean, so that people can have meaningful life. Let there be food. That's people say let there be life, but let there be food for people to eat.
Well, that's true. So on the final note, there was a sad event that happened yesterday where a truck driver ran over a woman and a child while on their way from church somewhere in Ojuelegba. And because every Tuesday is supposed to be for Okada Reporter, courtesy of your favorite TV girl, Zaynab, I'm going to be live in Ojuelegba Access tomorrow. We're going to check out the bridge, the truck driving. There's supposed to be a law where these people drive only at night, but it seems they are not adhering to it. So let's see what happens on the road via Ikeja down to Ojuelegba. Are the trucks still on the bridge? Do we have people who are reckless in their driving? Do we have too much population there? I'll catch you tomorrow, 11 a.m. Till I come your screen again, I'm still your favorite TV girl. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.